Good morning, great Americans. It's another great American video from the bunker in Kentucky. It's supposed to be International Women's Day today. Man, I knew I had to make a video, but there is just so much stuff. Uh, the Democrats have done such great damage to traditional roles of women and men, traditional roles of family, gender, marriage. Um, you know, and the traditional and what is a woman is, International Women's Day. Women, the role of woman gets all caught up in all of that, right? Because it's all interrelated, right? Family, gender, uh, uh, femininity, motherhood, and then what about so so I want to remind everybody that not too long ago, Matt Walsh made a documentary, which I'm going to put a link to in this in the description of this video. I'm going to put several links in the description of this video. Please click on them because they're all very important. Matt Walsh made a documentary called "What Is a Woman?" Uh, and on his website, one of the lines on the website says, uh, if you can't define what a woman is, how can you answer the question of what is a woman? Well, I'm putting a little twist on that, and I'm going to say, if you can't define what a woman is, how can you have International Women's Day? I mean, seriously, I'm not trying to, play games with words. I'm deadly serious. If you cannot define what a woman is, how can you have International Women's Day? What is a woman? Well, I'm going to go back to when Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, probably the most ignorant, incompetent, and unqualified people, talk about a DEI hire. During her hearings, she was asked, and I'm sure you all remember, Senator Marsha Blackburn, a Republican from Tennessee, said, asked her bluntly, quote, "Can you provide a definition for the word woman?" Simple question, right? You would think so. Brown responded, she goes, "Can I provide a definition? No, I can't." And then she got all snotty and said, "Not in this context. I'm not a biologist." Okay, I mean, I could do a whole video on that. Why that answer disqualified her from becoming a judge, right? Because she could have been truthful and said, "Look, um, she could have said something like, oh, there's a lot of discussion going on about this right now. I don't want to get into the politics. I'd rather not answer that question because some people think this and some people think that, and I don't want to take this." She could have come up with something that acknowledged that but instead she got snotty and said, "No, I can't define the word woman. I'm not a biologist." Oh, please. Come on, man. That is just so stupid. At the time, Piers Morgan, he tweeted back when she said that, and he said, "Well, I'm not a brain surgeon, but I know what a brain is." Pretty funny, man. But seriously, though, Democrats have just destroyed. They claim to be Here's the hilarious part. And by the way, I got to tell you something. This video is unscripted and just off the cuff. I didn't even know today was International Women's Day. I woke up, turned on my computer, and the stupid menu on my computer, which you would think would just show me the different programs on my computer, it I hate Microsoft, man. It gives me all kinds of news that I don't want. And one of the things on the top said International Women's Day, and I said, International Women's Day? And I'm like, have they figured out what a woman is yet? Maybe I'll make a video. So this video is just unscripted. This is another one of my streaming consciousness videos. So please follow along with me because there's just so much. There's just so much, right? The Democrats don't know what a woman is. I mean, they put up these freaky people, these transgender. It was all politics, right? They put all these transgenders into positions of importance in the White House when Biden was president. These people are sick in the head. Don't know what Democrats always engage in junk science. There's one of the ironies for you. Let's see if we can sift a few bullet points out of my streaming consciousness, right? Bullet point number one. What is a woman? Bullet point number two. How can you have International Women's Day when you can't even define what a woman is? When you don't know what a woman is? When you say gender is fluid and you can be whatever you want to be, then really is there even any such thing as a woman? Now some assholes will say no and then take it to further extremes. There are actually people, Democrats, who want to remove the word woman from like laws and regulations and stuff and replace it with birthing person. I mean, this is the madness where you plant a seed of stupidity and ignorance and junk science and it'll bloom into something horrible and ugly. And that's what's going on. So bullet points. What is a woman? How can you have an International Women's Day if you don't know what a woman is? And then, as I said, Ketanji Brown, the incompetent SCOTUS judge, she says, well, I can't tell you what a woman is. I'm not a biologist. Wow. So let's take it further. You see the guy behind me? He just gave a speech. He said, we're not going to allow men into women's sports. Apparently, Trump knows what a woman is. And he knows that they don't belong in men's sports. What did the Democrats do during the supposed party of women? But they can't define what a woman is. They booed him. Well, they didn't boo him. They sat on their hands. They didn't clap. Now, women, real women, are getting the shit beat out of them in sports by creepy, freaky men calling themselves women. So where's the party of women sticking up for them? Where's the feminists? Where's the now gang? Right? As Rush Limbaugh used to say, whatever happened to the now gang, the National Organization of Women? I mean, did they fall apart because now they don't know what a woman is? I mean, you see how it's all just... When you go down the road of lies and ignorance and denying reality and just making up bullshit and calling reality, eventually you get to a point of bedlam and just insanity and shit that don't make sense. Democrats have gone down the road and the left have gone down the road of such insane positions that now they're just in conflict with each other. And they're not making any sense. They claim to be for women, but they can't say what a woman is. Right? They actually created women's sports so women could compete, and now they're putting men into women's sports. Oh, what about the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts? They pretty much wiped out the Boy Scouts. They got women in the Boy Scouts. And I think they have homos in the Girl Scouts. I don't know what they've done. They have destroyed. Okay. And when Trump got at streaming content, knock these bullet points down. Keep track of this stuff. I'm going to review the video and I'm going to try to review the video and put together some talking points. But how about this bullet point number whatever? Is this number 7, number 8? Remember the famous phrase, the war on women, back when Trump got elected for his first term? I think that's when that phrase took on some popularity. Of course, it's a lie. Like I can look up, I can post news articles that show in 2016 where The Hill political publication, The Hill, said this is the year of the woman. Trump's got more women in positions of importance than Obama ever had. That was back in 2016, and the same is true today. Trump has the first woman chief of staff in the White House. He got lots of women. Tulsi, women from the other party, real women, not fake men in a drag. Not the bullshit that Biden put in there, men. Oh my God. What was that one dude? Never mind. Uh, so, so remember that, anyway, back to the bullet point. Remember the war on women? Who is really waging the war on women? I would say that if you're putting men into women's sports and letting them do harm and beat up women and causing injuries and stuff, that's a real war on women. That's a physical war on women. And then in schools, remember that? The Democrats and Obama wanting boys to be able to go into the girls' locker room if they want to. I'll tell you what, man, this is a related topic. Transgenderism is a sick disease. I am so sick and tired of hearing about trans rights and the trans community. There is no trans community, right? It's a bunch of sick, demented people with mental illness. Somebody, remember the old story of the emperor has no clothes? I don't know how the story goes, but it's like a fairy tale meant to make a point, right? The emperor. There's an emperor, and he goes down the street every day, and he's buck naked, but everybody's too scared to say anything, right? And then I can't remember how the story goes, but apparently some kid or somebody has the balls to say, "Hey, the emperor ain't got no clothes," and everybody goes, "Oh my God, you can't say that." Yeah, but it's true. He ain't got no clothes on. Transgenders are sick. These people are sick. Listen, let me tell you something. These people will, are sick. And I'm not, when I say that, I'm not trying to put them down or insult them or be rude or mean. That's how the left reacts when you try to tell the truth. They try to twist it up and make you sound like you're mean or you're attacking or you're intolerant. No. For God's sakes, I think they need help. But they're never going to get help as long as the pieces of shit in the Democrat Party keep telling them they're normal. The Democrats tell them they're normal. The left tells them they're normal. Hollywood tells them they're normal, right? They put them in movies and all that shit. So they're never going to get help. And what they do, they'll end up committing suicide. Most of them commit suicide or have serious emotional problems, and the left doesn't care. They don't give two shits. By me saying these people are sick, it's not like I'm trying to insult them. I'm trying to say something that needs to be said. Like the emperor riding down the street who has no clothes. And everybody's just scared to say it. And the little kid pops up and says, "Hey, the emperor's got no clothes." It had to be said. These transgenders are sick. They need help. And all the people who celebrate the community, you're only doing harm. You're hurting. It would be like, you know what that would be like? That would be like uh, groups that supply alcohol to alcoholics, right? I mean, talk about supply heroin to heroin addicts, right? To keep them. That's insane. So that's another thing. Okay, here's another bullet point. Let's call it number 8 because I already lost track. We'll call it number 8. What goes hand in hand with the left destroying what a woman is it destroying what a man is too. So I mean that goes kind of hand in hand. Have you ever heard the phrase toxic masculinity? So the left has tried to destroy what men are to the point that when a real man still pops up, they try to say there's something wrong with him, right? Like a Hulk Hogan or a Rocky Balboa, a type of guy. You don't see a lot of Rocky Balboa type of guys in the movies anymore, do you? I mean, yeah, you see some strong dudes, but they're not like Rockies with the Rocky personality, right? Yo, Adrian, yo, you know, and they're pussified. I mean, they may be strong, and I guess maybe the women think they're good looking or whatever, but the things they say and the things they believe are wussified and pussified, right? They're not really, you know. And so you don't really got a lot of one. But when one does pop up, they call it toxic. That means poisonous. A toxin is a poison. They've gotten to the point to where they say that real men with real traditional men attitudes are actually poisonous to society. Transgenders, you see, are normal, but a real man, like a John Wayne, uh, you know, uh, he's poisonous. And what about girls, man? I feel so sorry for young kids these days. The Democrats have literally destroyed they've destroyed society for them. This International Women's Day is a fucking joke. Oh, and I'm just now getting started. I'm going long, so I apologize. I guess I'm going to cut but I got so caught up in that one issue, I forgot to tell you. Look, I'm looking at International Women's Day on Twitter, or I mean on X. Sorry, Elon. It's X, and I'm looking at some of the insane shit on here. Look at this. Uh, Women are the true builders of society. Nice cartoon, women, put on by queer parents. Oh, queer parents talking about women. I can't go there, man. They don't even know that a man and a woman belong together. They don't even know what marriage is. They're sick in the head too. They're sodomites, Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm not even gonna go there. I got plenty of videos on that one. Uh, um, International Women's Day in Rwanda, right? Is that where they get sold into slavery and stuff like that? Oh, I love these ones that are written in Islamic script. I'm sorry, I forget what the language is. Uh, Women's Day in the land where women are not allowed to drive or vote, or they must be covered up. But they're celebrating a Women's Day. I don't know what they think. Here's one. And Scotland, standing together, empowered women empower the world. These stupid broads ain't doing anything. This woman's got a hijab on. She's an oppressed woman. Oh God, what's going on here? Blah, 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 blah. African woman and here's another thing that's pretty interesting. And again, I'm streaming consciousness here, so bear with me. I looked up, and you might try this just for fun. Google Images. I typed in traditional woman, and it was a very interesting result. I got lots of pictures of women from different cultures, right? India, Asia Minor, Africa, Europe, right? South America, all kinds of very wearing very beautiful clothes. So a lot of very beautiful women, different cultures. But you know what I did notice? That all the pictures, despite the wide variety of costumes and clothing and styles and color and the way they the way they view makeup and different stuff, was uh, that they were all beautiful and they were all feminine. I didn't see any manly brutes in there. And I didn't see any dudes dressed up as women. When you see some of the traditional women's garb in like other cultures, I want you to do that. Go to Google, type in traditional women, and then go to click on the images tab and see all the images, see all the beautiful, the wide variety of culture, and then try to imagine a man wearing one of those garbs. It'll be insane. You don't see men walking around like in Thailand or Africa wearing like some woman's dress or some woman. Not like they do here in America. These people are sick. You know, because you know that's the amazing. That's one of the what do you call the uh what do you call? Well, I can't remember the word. Is I'll think of it in a minute. I'll say irony for lack of a better word. One of the irony things is they talk about the less developed countries, the underdeveloped countries where we have to send aid to and stuff like that. The less developed countries are the ones who have managed to retain normality when it comes to family, traditional roles of man and women, the fact that gay marriage is a non sequitur, marriage is between a man and a woman. And when we go to these underdeveloped countries and try to give them aid and give them money for stuff, we always attach strings to it, and we actually try to corrupt them. We try to force them into allowing gay marriage and all this. And again, here we go with the fake sense. LGBTQ rights. Fuck that shit. These people are sick. What they need a right to is a right to see a psychologist and some sort of treatment. Okay, they don't need to be told they're normal. You're just hurting them. But see, we force that on other countries to get the aid. We are literally we've already destroyed our own culture and our own younger generation. Now we're going around to underdeveloped countries and we're destroying them too. Oh, you need food, you need water, you need help. Well, then you need to allow these sick degenerates to get married and wear a dress and everything if you want that. You know, there are many ways in which the United States is does evil things, but not like the left things. I'm talking about what I'm talking about, right? So, man, where else am I gonna go? Uh, let's see. What else have I got? I gotta cut this video off pretty soon because I guess it's a good time to cut it off. I'm gonna put some. I mean, look, it's international. Look at the bottom line is International Women's Day is a joke because uh, for just a number of reasons. When it comes to the left, they're actually making war on women in women's sports. They don't know what a woman is. Their Supreme Court justice can't say what a woman is. They believe in transgenderism. They believe in gender fluidity. So there is no woman, right? They can't. And when Trump tries to fix the situations, they freak out. That's the one main takeaway from this video. And here's another related takeaway from this video is that if you understand all these things are true, like I'm telling you, then you must understand how the younger generation has been destroyed. I want you to imagine for a minute that an 18-year-old kid graduating from high school this year or last year, all right? For the last 4 years while he was in high school, uh, Biden has been president. And a lot of kids prior to high school probably don't pay a lot of attention to politics. I mean, when you were in junior high school or middle school, whatever you call it, junior high school or middle school, did you really pay attention to politics? You're a little bit too young. You're fresh out of elementary school. But imagine for a minute, these kids have from the going back from then before the first Trump term and then Obama term. So Obama was president when these kids are basically in elementary school, right? And then Biden is president for 4 years while they're in high school. And now imagine these kids. They've gone through school as little kids and they've seen rainbow flags and transgender flags. And they've had freaky teachers with purple hair and nose rings talking about their same-sex partner. And kids have been groomed. That's grooming, by the way, by subjecting a kid to this shit visually and talking about it year after year. They have been groomed. So see, the kids are like, for them, it's normal. Their parents are sending them to church every Sunday or the mosque or the temple or whatever. And for an hour, they learn the truth that man is a man and woman is a woman. But unfortunately, for the other 7 days a week, 6 days a week, or 5 days a week, they're being groomed thinking this shit is normal. And so they go through elementary school and it's being stuck in there. And then by the time they get to high school, right, they got this guy Biden, right? He's got all these transgenders in places, and they're saying it's normal. And they're talking about pronouns and all this shit. Then you graduate high school, right? Now think about this. And this is really kind of not their fault, kind of the parents' fault if they don't correct them, but not really the kids' fault. Here they are, 18 years old, stepping out of high school. And this guy right here, Trump, pops up as president. And he says, oh, there's only two genders and we're removing transgender. Now, a kid is probably saying, what the fuck is this dude talking about? What do you mean there's only two genders? What do you mean I'm not supposed to choose pronouns? What? They don't understand. The left and the Democrats have literally destroyed a generation or more of young Americans absolutely clueless about truth and humanity in general. They're probably looking at Trump like he's some kind of madman. Two genders? I can't be a woman. What? What? You mean I'm not supposed to choose a pronoun, but I want to be a cat? I want to be a tiger. I can't. What is this guy talking about? Is it any wonder that there's tons of insane, hateful tweets on X? Because these kids are lost. Now, hopefully, not all of them are lost. Hopefully they've had some of them have had good parents that teach them the truth, right? But a lot of times the parents are just as stupid. Oh, I didn't even get into child mutilation surgery. Well, we're talking about women, and that's a children thing, but don't forget, the Democrats also promote children getting their genitals mutilated. They call it gender affirmation surgery. If you don't believe me, Google it. They call it gender affirmation surgery, but basically what it is a boy thinks he's a girl thinks he's a boy. The parents take him to get chopped up, to get their tits cut off if they have tits, to get their dicks cut off. Children, the parents are taking. This is where it gets to the point where it goes beyond stupidity, insanity, and now we're into pure evil. And now this is where I start to get angry. And every American should get, if you know, let me tell you something, man. Oh, I can't say that. I wish I could. I don't want to get accused of inciting violence. But I tell you what, man, if I ever met a parent who had taken his young boy or girl, a child, maybe in elementary school or something, taking them for gender surgery, and got their genitals cut and their chest cut. If I ever met a parent like that, I'm not quite sure what I would do. Because my first inclination would be to rip their fucking throats out and shove them down their goddamn neck. Because what sort of evil monster and stupid, I might add, not realizing that kids go through phases, right? You know, think a little girl, you know, 1 month she's a princess, and you know what kids are. She's a princess, and then she's Ariel, the mermaid. Maybe she's a boy 1 month. Right? Oh, I think I'm a boy. And there's a lot of girls who went through a tomboy stage and kind of grew out of it. Imagine a little kid going through a little phase thinking she's a boy, but it's just a phase, right? And then the stupid fucking parent who's a Democrat and believes all this fucking bullshit takes the kid and has this surgery done. A parent like that, I, I, I can't even find the words to describe my disgust and the evil, not to mention the stupidity, the destruction of a life, all because of Democrats and their fucking lies. And the fact that they've taken people with diseased minds and elevated it up to normality. That's really the issue here to me, on International Women's Day. I think International Women's Day should be a call for real women to take back womanhood and femininity and to finally say we are sick of men calling themselves women. We're sick of men in women's sports. We're sick of all this bullshit. Don't minimalize and reduce womanhood, authentic femininity, nurturing motherhood. Don't reduce it down to just, oh, whatever I think it is one day or something. It's just, and it's such a tragedy. And one last footnote, you'll hear some idiots, more stupidity. You'll hear, I remember hearing some pointy head academic trying to say that, oh, man and woman, male and female, that's just a construct of Western civilization. You like that one? I mean, that's going to be my final bullet point, is the utter stupidity of academia, because a lot of them think they're so smart. They say, oh, male and female, that's just a construct of Western civilization. Really? Well, I suggest that you get in a time machine and go back to Eastern civilization in the times of the Khans and the Mongols, and tell me if there ain't no traditional roles of men and women. How about you become an animal like a bear, or a tiger, a lion, and tell me that the roles of male and female are constructs. Hell, animals know what the. You want to go see a couple of antelope mating or lions and stuff. And tell me that those are constructs. The animals know what time it is. And I'm talking about mammals, by the way, because that's what we are, mammals. Don't talk to me about some goofy amoeba or troglodyte or something like that. All right. So that's it. But anyway, happy International Women's Day to the real women. And be a woman, for God's sake. There's nothing wrong with being. I gotta give up. Anyway, I can't keep going. This one's dragging too long. Anyway, I think you get the idea. All right. So, and just to solidify my meandering ramblings here, I'm going to put it, like I said, I'm going to put a few links in the description of the video. Please click the links and check them out. Very good stuff. And please subscribe to the Substack page. And I'll try to be a little more coherent in in the next video. Adios, muchachos.